us a little bit about what was life before the membership.
Before the membership, I tutored a little bit in my house, local kids. I was pretty much a lone ranger. People in my town knew me. I didn't know anyone else, any tutors across the country. All my ideas were only my own ideas. I didn't use any technology for my tutoring. It was all paper and pencil at my dining room table with a whiteboard.
But then the transformation happened. Tell us what happened like during the membership.
Okay. Well, first of all, I will say I don't know where I found you. If I was Googling math tutoring, but I heard you talk about tutoring math and how you wanted to help other teachers become tutors. And I just found all your little videos not only kind of entertaining, but also encouraging. And I was very curious. Like I kept watching them, and I kept looking for new content. And I found, I really, your background playing basketball and then playing college ball and being a female math teacher, I felt like I had something in common with you, and I just really liked you from hearing that. So I felt like I could learn a lot from you. I wasn't really going out looking for a math membership at all. But then when you started talking about it, I just know I was watching a lot of your free content and knew I could learn a lot. And then once I got in the membership, I did learn a lot. I increased my tutoring prices after hearing how you had increased your tutoring prices over time. And it gave me the courage to give it a try. And I tried it and it worked. So I'm really thankful to you for that, because I'd probably still be tutoring at my beginning wage if I hadn't met you and tried to do that. We did collab work days where we would get together and all work on our own stuff, share what we had done. I found those encouraging and helpful. On one of those, you helped me put together my Google business page, and I was putting it off for months. You had even done a talk on it. You had showed us how to do it, but I put it off doing it. But on a collab workday, Audrey helped me just make my own, and it took like 15 minutes. It was very easy. I love the hearing from other tutors all over the country, even all over the world now, and hearing not just how they're succeeding, but kind of what they're struggling with. And we kind of cheer each other on and share some of our ideas and thoughts. I know what I like about this membership is I've been in other memberships for other things, not math coaching, but they're very large and they have a lot of good content on the website. But I know I can, often I message Audrey personally, not personally, but I message you and you get back to me personally with advice or answers to a question. I didn't know anything about pen tablets or document cameras or Google business pages or, the way you're using all the social media platforms. I'm just learning all the time from it. So that's good. But being able to call you personally, I want to go back to that. Like in large memberships, you can go to meetings. They have like a Ask the Coach where I can type in questions for some of my other memberships, and then people will respond in writing. But I know that like I can talk with you one-on-one, and that's just kind of nice. And collab work days, you're always willing to go into a separate meeting room with people if they need help. And then you asked me one time for our group that exists now, we're able to share ideas. And Audrey had asked me to share some of my marketing ideas, and I'd been reading some marketing books. And I was nervous to do that. I didn't think I had a lot to share. But then after doing it, people said how helpful it was. And it just gave me, I realized I don't have to have a formal presentation put together. I could be helpful to other professionals just sharing ideas casually. And you really make that happen on here because that's the way you are. It's casual, but it's very helpful. We get down to business, but it's, when I was nervous about that, you're like, don't be nervous about it. Right. I'll lead you, I'll guide you. And so that was just really cool that I had an opportunity to share some things that I had found helpful in what I was doing.
And that's the whole thing. It's not so much a prison sentence. Like, okay, I'm the warden. You got to listen to everything that I say. You got to be a mini version of me, where everyone has like their own individual style, how they want to present their tutoring, how do they want to structure it, how they want to grow with it. And you can take what's actually being given and apply it the way that you want to. It just seems like you were given time to process. I feel like most programs, it's like you have
Yeah.
12 weeks. That's it. But here, you're given it's ongoing. So it's like you said, whenever you have a question, it might not be during the Google business section. It might be like weeks later, like, you know what? I have a question about that.
Mhm.
And you can always ask it. You can talk to other tutors. You were just mentioning before we got on that you had like a full on conversation with like another tutor. Like, do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I was on vacation in Alabama on the beach on the ocean, and she lives in Alabama, and I'd met her through this membership. We had shared some ideas, and I think we wanted to have a phone conversation because we wanted to bounce some ideas off each other. She also is a math tutor, and I had homeschooled, and she's was a homeschooler and works with homeschool students. So I said to her, "Let's wait till I'm on vacation," because I was really busy. We talked for over an hour walking. I was on the beach walking up and down, and even now she'll send me pictures of what she's working on. You know, she's going to a fair, and she sent me pictures of her things she's going to have at the fair, and she'll send me posts of what she's going to post on social media to say, you know, what do you think of this? So yeah, that's Beth. We've been able to do that, and there's been a lot of, you just feel like you get to know, it's really weird, you feel like you kind of like these people. Even though I've maybe spent no more than a couple hours with them, less than that, but you know, we're hearing each other's burdens and the
Mhm.
difficulties and the celebrations, and what people's desires are to do with their businesses. So you feel like you get to know them. And I
Right.
just think it's neat. We got a lady from the Philippines. There was a lady from California. I don't even know where they're all from. I think
Yeah.
I had another phone conversation with someone else. I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's been fun.
Right. Because it means you're not by yourself. And
Right.
I think there's always three things that people always look for. Like they want someone to give them coaching, but they also want direction and also community and be able to feel safe enough to ask those questions and, brave enough to say, "Hey, I want to try this. What do you guys think?" And you're actually going to get a real response. Like I know you're like, "Look, I went through some people's stuff and I said, okay, this is good, but I'm going to take this out, this out, this out, and just simplify it." But that's something that people want. They don't always want, oh, that's really cute. No, everybody wants some kind of constructive feedback
Mhm.
that because they want to better themselves. So, and I think that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to do the You Can Tutor is because I really see that one, you're able to get things step by step and you'll be able to have someone to walk you through it. And then two, you'll be able to meet other like-minded or hard-driven or determined tutors that really want to be successful and all in one spot.
Hmm. Yeah, and I would say what's also beneficial is my weaknesses are other people's strengths. Like tech is
Yes.
really my weakness, but in like, for instance, like selecting some type of scheduling or program that would help me with collecting payment,
Mhm.
I can confidently say I'm going to try Fonz because you told me about it. I would have had a hard time just searching on the internet and trusting what I saw out there. But when you meet someone who's using it and they tell you what they like about it and how they use it, then I just love that, especially with the technology. So then,
Yeah.
yeah, my weaknesses are other people's strengths, and my strengths can be other people's weaknesses, and we can just help each other that way. I think I felt like a lone ranger before, and it didn't bother me, but I can see now how I just would have kept doing everything the same without any
Mm.
exposure to anything different without this group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm learning. I'm continuing to learn. So it's great.
And this is awesome. And that's what I want.
That's what's
Well, thank
happening.
you so much, Heidi, for coming in. And thank you for being a major part of this movement, if I may say.